Yeah, guys, I want to remind everybody that August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL preseason predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long-shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before Week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. You can go ahead and take a flyer on the MVP race, like Joe Burrow, or you can crown your champion in August, like the Bills. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now, because Future Day is only one day and one day only. FanDuel. Bet responsibly.
Great read.
And I know what the last line of that read is, and it catches me off guard every time. So you want to try the last line of that again?
Play your game.
See, it comes out of the blue. All right, guys, let's talk something that's a half mental, half physical question. Shedeur Sanders did what he did against Carolina. We all saw it. We've talked about it at length. 2 touchdowns, 139 yards, led 3 different scoring drives. And then they came back as a team on Monday, had their final practice before heading to Philadelphia. And according to all the beat reporters who were there, whether it was Mary Kay, whether it was Daniel, whether it was Zach Jackson, Sean Dunnigan from KYC who was out there, texted us and said the same thing. It was probably the best collective day from the quarterback group the Browns have had all camp. I know we make fun of the stat tracker, but for the first time all camp, there were no interceptions. They all had multiple touchdowns, and the completions were where you'd want to see, even for a hypothetical stat tracker that sometimes can be confusing as to what you're actually watching for. So, Dustin, I wanted to ask you this. When someone goes out, and in this case it was Shedeur, but it could have been anybody, and plays at a level like he did on Friday against the Carolina Panthers, we talk about, it's going to raise the bar of everyone around him. Is that something that actually happens in an athlete's mind, or is that something that's simply media fodder? Can an individual performance put pressure on other guys to raise their level as well?
Are we talking about that room? The quarterback room specifically?
For this specifically, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it can go the other way, too, where guys could wilt under the competition because you think that you're going to be all of a sudden like Gabriel, 3rd-round pick. You're like, oh, man, I'm a lock to make this team. I'm going to compete for this job. Well, then they draft Shedeur, 5th round, drafted lower than you, and he plays well. Yeah, there's certainly pressure now on Dillon Gabriel to go out this weekend and play well. And then from Shedeur's standpoint, like that's got to give him a confidence boost that his first time ever having NFL action, he went out there and looked like he belonged. And a lot of his throws were excellent throws, NFL type throws. He wasn't perfect. I mean, it wasn't an A+ performance, but it certainly was a B+. And for a rookie to go in there at the most important position and put together a B+ performance in your first ever game, I think it speaks a lot to this guy and the fact that, how far he's come from not really being able to understand an NFL playbook to how an NFL offense works, because what they did in college and Colorado, Jackson State, it was a different deal than what they're doing now. A little bit more freelance, if you will, So I was very impressed with this, and to just kind of long-winded answer, yeah, it puts pressure on that entire room, and it puts pressure on Flacco and Pickett, and especially Pickett, who, man, the guy thought he had the golden ticket coming to Cleveland. It's like, this is a team that needs a quarterback. They like me. They traded for me, a team that never really wants to give up draft picks. So he knows that they hold a high value on him, and he hasn't been able to get on the field. So everybody's a little puckered up.
Jason?
I mean, it's the old saying from the Bible that iron sharpens iron. And I think you see that in competition where that's what coaches want. Coaches want competition. They want it raises the level of play of everybody in the room. So, yeah, I think Shedeur, the performance definitely got the attention of guys. I mean, Dillon has to sit here every day and listen. You can block out as much as you want. These dudes grew up in the social media era. They are all over social media. Dillon sees all of it. He knows that basically the entire city wants to see the other guy and not him. No matter what the coaches say to him in the building, he's got to feel that on some level. I don't know how you would block that out. So, I think it raises the play of everybody around him, and that's a good thing. You want that. You want everyone to bring out the best in each other.
That was my big takeaway from this. Yeah, it's human nature, and I can relate to basketball. You can relate to writing, Jason, Dustin. You played even in tennis. Someone's on the court next to you. Yeah. Put on a show.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you right now, dude. I play on Monday nights at Springside, and they got the 4-5s, which is the high level guys, and they're playing on the court right next to me. halftime I'm watching them, I'm like, shit, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I'm terrible.
And it makes you want to step your game up, so you look like you're fitting in.
And actually,
and sometimes it does.
It makes me play worse sometimes.
And that's the psychological battle, because it can go either way.
Especially when I'm like peeking over at those guys, I'm like, God, dog, man, I can't do that.
Yeah, well, it's really funny you mention that, because I remember when we were wrapping up the Cavs beat, Joe and Dave and myself did a couple of podcasts. We came on your show. It might have been on your show or the Howard Beck one, where I think Dave's the one that said, I would have something one day, and then Joe would get something on LeBron or whatever, and Dave's like, man, I got to get something. I gotta break news, or I got to go find a nugget or something. So it just drives everyone to just be a little bit better.
I mean, even full disclosure, if I see a social clip from another show
that's getting run,
I'm like, how could I make that topic better?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to just steal your topic, but I'm going to see how we can put a spin on it. It happens all the time. They do it with us. We do it with them. It's competition brings out the best in people. And I think for the Browns in particular, you need the best from this quarterback room to have any chance of having a season that's not a bottom dweller in the league. And if Shedeur's performance against Carolina can make Joe play a little better in practice, can make Kenny play a little better in practice, can make Dillon Gabriel play a little better in practice, put a little more pressure on them to perform in game-like situations in these joint practices on Saturday against the defending Super Bowl champs, second and third teams, I know, but still the defending Super Bowl champs, it only helps the entire Browns organization. You don't want someone to go out there and had Shedeur laid a complete egg on Friday, right? Then maybe Gabriel gets a little complacent and says, I'm already ahead of him on the depth chart. He did that. The gap just got wider. And Kenny Pickett says, maybe I can't take that extra day off. I don't have to force myself back that quickly because I'm not as afraid. And Joe Flacco, I don't think in the big picture, whatever Shedeur and Gabriel do is going to impact Joe Flacco just because he's so established and old and a veteran. But when he does play like he did, hell yeah, if I'm Dillon Gabriel, to Jason's point, and I hear this stuff every day, I'm bringing my A game on Monday. And if I'm Kenny Pickett, there's no more time to just nurse a hamstring injury and not participate in what you're physically capable of participating in those days, because I got two guys behind me that are hungry for my spot.
I mean, if this was Pittsburgh and Kenny was the clear starter, unquestioned, do you think he'd even be out there right now in 7-on-7s with a bad hamstring?
Look at Matt Stafford.
No, Stafford hasn't taken a snap yet in camp.
Because there's
why would you? The guy's an MVP. Exactly. He's a Super Bowl champion. We need that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch Hard Knocks with the Bills, and the defensive coordinator's like, we don't touch 17.
Yeah.
He's off limits because they know. I mean, that's your golden ticket.
Yeah.
And same thing with Stafford. I mean, those guys, they got a nick here. They're not playing.
Yeah. And now,
but Kenny Pickett's not Matt Stafford.
And so even with a bad hamstring, that's why I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, obviously, they're not going to put him in harm's way, and you can control the environment. We talked about that earlier, especially in 7-on-7s. But if he was the clear leader in the clubhouse, if he was the unquestioned starter quarterback, there is no way he's on the field with a soft hamstring for anything.
And even Gabriel, maybe, who's still dealing with the hamstring. Stefanski said this morning he's progressing quickly.
Yeah.
He's getting much closer. He is doing 11-on-11 stuff. But you don't have someone barking at your heels behind you, then you can be a little more cautious and be a little more patient and make sure you're not putting yourself in any potential further risk. But that's the beauty of what Shedeur did on Friday. It raised the level, it raised the bar, it raised the stakes for everyone else against Philly. Next week against LA, I know they're not doing a joint practice, but those practices in the lead up to that final preseason game, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the coaching staff to figure out how they divvy up the reps to make sure they're getting a true evaluation of these guys.
Yeah.